Hey there, me. It's you. Just kind of doing a fitness check-in. Today will be considered day one. It is January 27th, 2022, approximately a week-ish after the first recording of day zero. As mentioned, I have been dieting. I lost a good amount of weight. For a while, I was about 8 pounds down. Of course, the first ones are going to be easier than the rest. Last I weighed myself, I am under 200 pounds. So what I'm going to try to do is, now that my body's getting more used to having less food coming in, and being, more used to it. Like I ate approximately 1,100 calories today, and I'm feeling fine. I'm a little bit peckish, but by the time that I start going to sleep or I start distracting myself with work or something, I'm not going to notice. So I am below 200 pounds again. I think I already mentioned that. Weighed like 199.5 or something like that. So what I'm going to start doing moving forward is, like I mentioned, eventually I'm going to want to kind of have a substantial amount of self-weight related exercise. And I want to put an emphasis on doing multiple sets of each. So what I'm going to try to do is, starting tonight, I'm going to do 5 sets of one push-up, 5 sets of one sit-up, and 5 sets of lunges. I haven't decided the number, probably just one similar. And what I'm going to try to do is do a little bit before I go to bed every night. Right now, I'm not trying to, break any world records. All I'm trying to do is get my muscles accustomed to doing exercise again. Because if I jumped right in, like, I might be able to curl my 25 pounds back there 20 times before I exhaust myself. But tomorrow, I'm not going to be able to do any curls. So what I want to do, at least for the time being, is get a little bit of exercise every day, just to kind of reacquaint my muscles with being active again. I'd go up and down stairs. I live on the 3rd floor, so I walk up and down the stairs. I work on the 4th floor, and I've been trying to abstain from taking the elevator, so at least going up, I don't see much benefit in going down the stairs, at least not as much. So I've been doing that, so the lunges should be, not as bad, but push-ups and sit-ups, haven't been doing that as much. So, oh, and I also, I bought a pull-up bar. However, all of the door frames in this apartment are way too tall. A typical door frame is just like a few inches, but mine, it's like perfect width of a door. However, at the top, the door frame is like 6 inches tall, so the bit can't actually rest on the door frame. I don't want to risk actually breaking it. The good news is that there is one door in the apartment that should work with this. The unfortunate thing is that it's the patio door here. So if I wanted to do pull-ups in apartment, I would have to pop open this door, kind of not really hang, but be half outside, half inside at my balcony. The only real downside of that, I don't care if people see me, I'm only going to be doing it for like a few minutes. The only downside is that it's January, and outside right now, it's definitely sub-freezing. It says here that it's like 25 degrees. So I don't want to pop open the door, set up the pull-up bar, do just a few, take it down, come back inside, and have to go back and do more reps. Or even worse, leave the door open in between reps. So I may be waiting a little bit on the whole pull-up front. And similar with running, at least running outside, I'm not going to subject myself to that. But that's sort of the plan. I will continue the weight loss. One primary driving factor that I'm going to have to keep in mind is I will be attending 2 different weddings at the end of May. So I really want to lose some weight for that. If I pull up my spreadsheet actually real quick, I'm currently projected that by the end of May, I should be assuming that I lose 2 pounds a week, which is sort of what I was keeping average with last time, and I should be able to meet it as long as I don't relapse on my diet. Because right now I'm kind of sitting at 1,100, 1,200 calories per day, and my last diet I was doing 1,500. So I should be able to keep up with that. My metabolism is almost certainly less now that I'm, 4 years older. But I still feel good enough that I should be able to lose, on average, 2 pounds a week up until that point. And I should be, for Susan's wedding, which is not the last weekend, not Memorial Day weekend, but the weekend prior, I should be sitting at around 165 pounds, which that would be approximately 30 pounds less than I currently am. And for Catherine's wedding, Catherine and Nate, sorry, Nate, if you're watching this, hopefully not. I don't plan on sharing this with you, or anyone for that matter. I'm not just picking on you. For their wedding, I'm targeting approximately 163 pounds. So that's sort of my goal. That will already be lighter than my last quote-unquote best. My last quote-unquote best was approximately 173, 172. So obviously, if I get down to where my previous best was, I should be more than happy. At that weight, I am in the appropriate BMI range. The high end of that is 179. So I don't even want to say want. I need to be in the healthy BMI range before those weddings. It seems incredibly doable. In fact, I should be able to meet it a month prior or a month and a half prior. By the end of week 1 in April, I should be in the healthy BMI range. So that doesn't even seem that bad. That's like 2 months and 2 weeks away. So as long as I hit that number, I should be happy. I do remember once I got down to the low 170s, it was significantly harder for me to lose weight. I think that was partially because once I got down to a weight I was happy with in the healthy BMI range, I sort of let the diet slip a little bit. I was more doing 1,700, 1,800 calories a day. And that was back when I was living in Palatine. So I was doing a good amount of running and I was doing a good amount of boxing. So I feel like even though my scale weight didn't change, I was still losing fat and gaining muscle. So I have a feeling that once I get down to that lower area and I'm starting to emphasize the exercise a little bit more, it will be harder for me to keep that 2 pounds per week trajectory. But I should be able to, I will be able to hit the healthy BMI range a month prior to these weddings. However, for the weddings, like I said, I'm targeting the mid to low 160s. Should be very possible. I mean, I just need to do what I've been doing. There's no real holiday in between here and then. I believe Easter falls within here, the 4th of July. No, not even. But Easter at least. And that's not a huge eating holiday. It's not like it's Thanksgiving or Christmas or anything like that. So I should be able to do it. The hardest part of this, I already know, is going to be not relapsing on the diet. At least not gaining any weight. The whole goal is to get down into healthy BMI range, and for the rest of my life to never again leave that healthy BMI range. So I want to, I'll call it easy, because right now the BMI range is 179. That's assuming that I'm 5'11". I'm like 5'11 and a half. So keeping it at 180. Once I get down below 180, I never want the scale to read 180x again. I think it's very doable. It'll definitely keep me healthier. So that's the goal. I already kind of talked about that, but it might have changed slightly in the last week. So I'm keeping strong. I'm going to try to keep up with the diet more. Like I said, today I'm going to start the light exercise every day. We'll see how it goes. Chances are I might scale up. So tonight I'll do 5 sets of 1. Tomorrow I might do 5 sets of 2. Next day, 5 sets of 3, just to kind of build myself up to it. But I'm not putting any hard cap on that. Like I said, right now my focus is lose weight. My secondary focus, like I mentioned, is get my muscles prepped to start doing more exercise. So that's kind of where I sit, what I'm feeling about it. Hopefully I keep it going and I do hit those goals. I want to do a check-in, like maybe once a week, just to kind of see what the weight is, see how I'm feeling about it, where I'm currently thinking of moving the trajectory. But that's the long-term goal. So that's that. Hopefully you're doing all right, and hopefully you weigh less than 180 pounds. I know it gets harder the older you get, but the biggest thing is controlling portions. Even though I know you can technically outrun a bad diet, I'm kind of living by you can't outrun a bad diet. So, like I said, hopefully you're doing all right. Hopefully you're in good health. Even if you're not, hopefully you're looking back on this fondly and being like, oh, that crazy kid. So, like I said, I'm doing all right. Hopefully you are too. And I'll talk to you in the next one. Thanks.